One, two, one, two. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. You can see I was trying to get everything right, make sure everything was right before I actually went live. So that's why you just see me on the screens. This is very impromptu, no promotion, no letting anybody know. So whoever comes in here, salute to you. It is what it is. This is more of a playback show. This is more for people to look at after the fact. If you here with me live, cool. It's Saturday afternoon. So I don't expect people to be up with me right now. Maybe they would have been on earlier, but not now. So, you see the title of this show. Now, why the title of this show? Why make a title like that? So I watch Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. I like that's like one of my favorite shows. Even though I do like it better when the dude Evan was on there. But yeah, I like Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. And they asked Mike Tyson, like, what I like about Mike Tyson is like his life has been a mirror for all of us to see. Like we've all seen his life, good, bad, and different, and we can have an opinions on his life, but his life has been on display for us. So it's almost been like something that we can learn from. And he doesn't hold any punches when he explains what's going on and what went on in his life. And you can't hold him against him because he's transparent. But one time it was on a show and they said, Mike, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you say to your younger self? And he said, it's gonna hurt. And I was like, what is he talking about? It's gonna hurt. But then as he expounded on what he was saying, he was trying to tell his younger self, as you grow, get older, and mature as a man in this world, it's gonna be some pain. It's gonna hurt. So it might not be a physical pain like a bullet, stabbing, punch, and none of that. Just emotionally, and some of the things you go through, you gonna get, it's gonna hurt. The loss of friends, the loss of family members, the loss of jobs, the loss of relationships, romantically, different things. And what I came here to do today is highlight y'all because when I look at my younger self, none of us is really prepared, especially us in our communities. We wasn't prepared for what was to come. We were told, go to school, get a job, city job, and that's it. Not too many of us were thrusted into the entrepreneurial spirit, taught about credit, taught about housing, taught about real estate, taught about life. We were just always taught to be careful, keep your hygiene intact, and love everybody. But those simple rules that we were taught is not enough, and it's not enough for us to really navigate, because with those things and outside of those things come a lot of pain, come a lot of heartache, come a lot of things that we wasn't prepared for. So when I look at my younger self, I put that picture up for a reason. That's a picture of me. I think I was about, how old was I in this picture? I think I was about maybe, I think I was maybe 6 or something like that. I think I was 6 years old or younger, 5 or 6. And I never liked taking pictures growing up. I never really liked a certain amount of attention. I never liked affection. And it wasn't my fault. The way I was raised, I always felt like affection was synonymous with people feeling sorry for me. Because when I was younger, my mother passing away when I was little, when I was 2 years old, it used to be people that would come on my block and see me because we lived on the same block still. And grown people would walk up to me crying. And I never understood why they would cry and hug me and kiss me and be like, oh, that's the baby, that's the baby. And I'd be like, I'm 5 years old. Why is hugging synonymous with tears? Why is hugging synonymous with crying and people, feeling sorry for me? So as you grow, you get into relationships, you get into different things. Again, you have to retrain your mind that hugging doesn't mean somebody feels sorry for you. Hugging doesn't mean sympathy. Hugging is a good thing. Hugging is how you doing? How you feel? Miss you and all that, but again, when you're groomed a certain way as a child, it takes a long time as an adult for you to get out of that because that's all you know. And one thing about me, I don't like pity. I don't like sympathy. I don't like nobody feeling sorry for me. And I guess that's what made me so independent and not dependent upon nobody, because I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I don't want to be nobody. I don't want to be a part of nobody's pity party. I don't want to be a part of uh that I'm down and out and I need you. If you want to do something for me, if you want to help me, fine. But I don't like to need anyone. I raised myself with the help of my grandmothers and my aunt that just passed away. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this, and the reason why I'm talking about this, because you probably sitting there saying, well, damn, that sounds like some of the things I went through. That sounds like my life. That sounds like me. That sounds like things that I heard before, or I seen the kid down the hall or down the street. That's their life. So as we get older and we navigate in this world, when you a child, you have no idea what's in store for you. And it's really no preparation. And your preparation is really learning on the job. And you're going to make mistakes. And the only thing about the mistakes you make, you hope the mistake is not permanent. You hope you can rectify the mistake. You hope you can fix the mistake. That's all you could hope for. Well, as long as you ain't take nobody's life or, nothing like that. But we as a people, we walk around with a lot of shame, pain, and stuff on our chest. And how it manifests itself a lot of times is with anger, sometimes ego, sometimes violence. And I could say I had all of that, especially the violence. And this June, the month of June, has been one of the most tumultuous months of my life. Like, I can't remember ever having a month where every day it was something new, different in my life, but it wasn't good news. It was like, now what? But I'm gonna say that I ate all that. I took all that. I took everything, that was thrown at me. Like, nothing surprises me no more. Nothing anybody does surprises me. I ate that. I ate that. And I had to eat that. I had to eat that. I had to. And I'm gonna tell you something. In 3 days, my whole mind state just changed. The way I seen life, the way I seen people, the way I treat people. In 3 days. 3 days, from Friday to Sunday evening. The way I thought, the way I think just changed. And I'm like, damn. It took 3 days to change the way I've been feeling and thinking my whole life. But again, I'm not making excuses. It's not an excuse. I'm not using it as a scapegoat. I just know a lot of us have suffered from so much trauma that the way we release it sometimes is not by doing right by people. And we want them to understand, it's not intentional. It wasn't intentional. I never sought out to say F you. It's just the way everything was going for me. But I'm telling y'all, 3 days, like the resurrection, I just look at everything different. I feel different. The way I see a lot of stuff is different, and I actually pray. I never believed in prayer. I never believed in, calling on to the ancestors. I never believed in, asking for guidance because I think I know everything. I think I could figure it out. But I just hit a crisis and I hit a wall to where I was like, I need help. I need help. I need help showing me the way. I'm battling this ailment. My aunt just passed. It's just so much going on in my private life, my personal life, my business life. And I don't know if y'all know, when you have when you contract the Rona, it affects your brain. Like it really, really does, because you're put in isolation. You're put in isolation for a very long time until you're well. Many times, many people have been put in isolation and passed away by themselves. So being by myself was cool, but it was lonely as hell. And I emerged from the room lonely, just feeling empty, just feeling like, I want to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody, I talk to a stranger. So that's why I remember I was just going live every day, because I feel like, I know people, yeah, but when people see you, they treat you like you got the plague still. They're just like, yo, he's infected and all that. So I started just going live, going on the internet, and just really building with people, because there's people who contracted this unknown thing that died alone, died by themselves. Nobody could see them. Nobody could visit them. Luckily, we're in a stage where it's a little bit better treatment and they're not treating people as bad. But early on, they was leaving people by themselves to just die, and their family couldn't even claim their body. They couldn't do no funeral or nothing. So fortunately for me, I didn't meet that fate. But as far as the loneliness, the fear, I felt that. And I'm a person who know a lot of people. I'm a person who, I got a big audience. Every rapper and their mama called me. And not too many, a lot of people did call me, but certain people didn't call me. Certain people didn't check on me. And you know what? I'm not even mad at them. I'm not even mad at them, because the last time they spoke to me was the last time they spoke to me. And I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad. Not angry at all. Because a lot of people try to say, well, you're just mad because, or he's angry because, and one thing I don't like is for people to try to diagnose me. One thing I don't like for people to try to tell me how I feel without asking me, because I'm very good at articulating my feelings when I'm forced to. And again, my thing is, for all the brothers out there, for all the ladies out there, you have important people in your life. I don't care if it's the gardener. I don't care if it's the checkout lady. Always let people know how important they are in your life and how much they mean in your life, and how anybody being in your life is not a given. Remember that. Anybody being in your life is not a given. At any given time, it could go away. They could leave you, or they could pass away, or they could just be right in your face and just act like you don't exist. Things happen. But again, we're not taught this as children. We're so taught as children to be in defense mode, to survive, that we so busy trying not to die that we not even living. I don't know if me saying that, you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes we so busy trying not to die that we're not even living. And it's a big difference between trying not to die and actually living, experiencing life, traveling, doing things, just telling people how much you care about them. So, like I said, in 3 days, I just changed my whole mindset. I became more apologetic, because I really thought, yo, this is it for me. And I'm in here and I'm going to go out by myself, like I'm alone. And there's nothing nobody could do for me. So when I came out, I became more apologetic. I've been more prayed up, and I don't have the traditional prayers. My prayers, I speak out loud. I want the whole world, and I don't yell it, but I'm speaking out loud, because I have a lot of ancestors now. I have my mother, I have my father, and I have my aunt who just passed away. So now I got ancestors, and these are people who I know cared about me and loved me. So I have to talk to them. I have to call on them. Please, if you could, show me the light, show me the way, give me correction. So as I stand before y'all as a man today, that just had a crazy month of June. You know what I'm saying? The crazy month of June. We going forward, and we still gonna turn up, we still gonna have fun, we still gonna do what we do, but It's never too late to change who you are. It's never too late to see the world different, and at the end of it all, when you have these babies and you have these children, and that's why children are my absolute weakness. Like it's completely my weakness. Why? Because I believe a child in their most innocent state can cure depression, can make you happy, can really, really, do a lot for you as a person, because you remember when you was that age, you remember when you was that size, you remember the discovery, you remember when you learn new words, and you look and it's like little virgins, there's little people. So that's my weakness, because I always want them to be happy. Just play, be happy. And then when you get a certain age, let you know that, yo, this is what life is about. But for me, I started a little behind the 8 ball because I didn't have parents. So you have surrogates, you have people who care about you, you have people who love you, but you're not their child. And like I said, rest in peace to my Aunt Peaches, who never, ever, ever separated me from my cousins. Never, never, never. She said I had 3 sons. She said I had 3 sons. She never was like, I got 2 sons and a nephew. She was like, I got 3 sons. So I never felt ostracized. I never felt separated. I never felt, but even as a child, when you have a little intelligence, and many of us are gifted as children, and then we end up losing our gifts, but we could build on that another day. But many of us are gifted children. We have foresight. We have hindsight. We have, as children, we know stuff. We sense stuff. We read body language. We just know as children. So although I never was treated different, I always felt different, because that's not my mommy. That's my cousin's mommy. That's his daddy. They don't treat me different. And like I said, the only reason why I'm telling y'all this today, because there's a lot of children afflicted by this. Many of you might be afflicted by it. So if you sit there and you wonder, well, why am I like this? Why is this happening to me? This is what's happening. And my way to cope with a lot of stuff, see, we have different stages of our life where we have vices. One of my vices early on was making music. That's all I would do all day, every day. That's why I got all this vintage equipment around. That's all I would do all day, just make music. That was one of my vices. And then I got introduced to liquor. And once I hit the liquor, that was one of my vices. And then once I got introduced to, liquor, women, violence, all that go hand in hand, and it just makes you who you are. That's why sometimes when I feel attacked, I'm working on relax, because it's just a computer, it's just that. But when I feel attacked, I really, really resort to violence. That's just all I know, So then I started overcompensating with violence because of the pain that you really in. So, hey, I'm hurting, I'm gonna punch you in your face for no apparent reason. Or I'm not having a good day, or, it's Father's Day, it's Mother's Day. And that's why I tell people too, salute to a lot of people who celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day, but we also have to be aware of the people who don't have parents. So check on your strong friends. Check on your friend who his mother passed away. Check on their friend that their father passed away. Check on them too. You know what I'm saying? Check on them too, because a lot of people are going through it. A lot of people is going through a lot. I have an issue with communication, which is to my detriment, and y'all would be surprised because I talk for a living. I could talk, but close personal people to me, I have an issue with communication because of trust. If I tell you something, who you gonna tell? So next thing I know, something about me that I don't want people to know is because everybody got somebody they trust. So I tell you, but you trust them, but they trust somebody different, and they trust somebody different, and they trust somebody different. So by the time you speak to somebody, you find out 10 people know your business. So that messed up my communication. That messes up my communication is trust. So I have to learn to trust again. I have to learn to, okay, I'm saying this, This is how I feel. Whatever the consequence of my feelings is, whatever the consequence of what I say is, if it goes out into the universe, whatever, because I said it. But that's, again, a lot of us go through similar stuff, but I don't think too many people on whatever level that you look at me on is going to speak about it. So a lot of times when dudes make YouTubes and they disrespecting me and they calling me out my name, I understand it. I understand frustration. I understand being broke. I understand looking at the next man and saying, yo, how he got this and I deserve that. And I think I should get this. And why y'all like him and don't like me. I understand it, but I never been there before. I never looked at the next man and said what he didn't deserve or what he shouldn't have and trying to break them down. What's the point? What's the point? Well, what good am I breaking you down when I could be building myself up? It doesn't make any sense. So if what y'all want to do is to continue to make your videos and be disrespectful and call me out my name and all that, if that's how you're going to survive, if that's how you're going to heal yourself, you continue to do that. You continue to do that. But remember, I'm not the problem. I didn't do it to you. I didn't put you on child support. I didn't make you impoverished. I didn't traumatize you as a child. I didn't do it. All I do is do my content. So if you're angry at me, you got misplaced anger because I ain't have nothing to do with what your issue is. And even if you disagree with me, that's fine too, but you don't have to be disrespectful. A lot of times I disagree with people. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not calling nobody out their name. I'm not calling nobody this. I'm not calling nobody that. I'm not doing that. What's the point? So another thing, relationships, fellas, ladies, if you want a relationship with somebody, it has to be, the line of communication has to be open, and they really have to be your partner in everything. Like, you have to communicate. You have to tell them stuff. You have to let them know your intentions, what you do. So when I went back into the dating world, I've always had an issue with frivolous dating. Meaning that I don't have no intention for this person, so I don't even really need to talk to you. Which could be to my detriment because, some people like, it's almost like a buffet table. It's almost like, hey man, eat a chicken wing. Hey man, eat some broccoli. But I don't feel like that's not my life, because who you share your energy with and who you receive energy from, yeah, it might feel good for 6 months. It might feel good for a year. It might feel good. But then it becomes a point where the energy starts, why am I here? How did I do this? How did I get in this situation? So again, I'm just at the point where in order for me to be who I'm going to be, I have to get rid of who I was. That person has to go. And I'm telling you, 3 days, my whole outlook on life changed. Everything, like every aspect of my life was different. To where you get up and you say, you start doing stuff to you. Say, am I neglecting myself? Did I not clip my toenails? Did I not clip my nails? Did I not brush my teeth 3 times today? Did I not do this? So you start saying to yourself, what am I doing? What is my purpose? I'm so lost. I don't even know my purpose no more. And I'm telling you, in 3 days, from Friday to Sunday, the way I look at everything just changed. And I said to myself, listen, man, in order for you to make it, in order for you to survive, in order for you to continue on the path that you're on to greatness and continue in greatness, you have to change. But it's going to hurt. It's going to be pain. It's going to hurt. And when you get through the pain subsides. It goes away after a while. And when I look at my younger self, all I wanted to do was play. All I wanted to do was eat ice cream and play with, play on my big wheel and build go-karts and stuff like that. But it's this whole world out there that you have no clue that is here to devour you. And then you have no protectors. You have no parents. Those are your first protectors, then your grandparents. So when you don't have any of these things, you have no protectors. So I'm saying all this to say a lot of times when you see guys and they are flipping and they doing all this stuff, if you go to the root of what they're about, no father, no mother. They might have been a foster kid. They might have lived on, they might have couch surfed. This family might have had them for a few months. They might have had them for a few days. And that's what's going on. So for me, I'm like, yo, hold on. I'm a whole grown ass man. I'm in correction right now. I'm in correction, and it ain't gonna take it didn't really take long for me to change the way I see stuff. And I'm still gonna have bouts of relapses, but again, talk to yourself. You know, I put something on my Instagram, and it was a song by Donny Hathaway, and it was called it's called I Love You. Because how often do you might tell the people you love them, but how often do you tell yourself you love you? I mean, talking about tell yourself and show yourself. Because, you know, getting a new outfit don't mean you love yourself. Getting some sneakers getting some jewelry don't mean you love yourself. Getting a new car don't mean you love yourself. Because that's just a mask. That's just trinkets. That's just accessories. But how often do you just sit there with self, just you, your thoughts, the universe, and say, yo, I'm that dude. And I respect myself, and I'm going to treat people with respect. And the way I move, and I'm telling you, this is how real it is. For a long time, for years, you have another person on YouTube named Gully TV. For years, we've had a dislike for each other. I think more so him misinterpreting something, disliking me, making a video about me, and me just moving away from the situation. I reached out to him the other day. I've been leaving comments on his YouTube. You're not my enemy, bro. I don't hate you. What was it even about? So shout out to Gully TV. Shout out to everybody that are content creators that I know put it all on the line to bring forth content for the people. Shout out to them. We gonna make mistakes. We gonna sometimes not get along. Sometimes we going to fight. Sometimes we going to do different things. But it should never be to where we don't communicate. Because one 5-minute conversation could change the world. But some of us have so much ego, so much pride that we don't want to talk to each other, that we're not going to talk to each other, or I don't F with him. Some relationships with some people that was in my life, men that that we got the same tattoo and we rock. It's not meant for me to be with them anymore. It's not meant for me to talk to them, because where they at mentally is not where I'm at. Where I'm going is not where I'm at. So I can't, although I respect them and I want them to be great, they just can't come with me. You know, that's different. But again, when you are in a state where you don't know if you're going to live or die, and then you deal with death right there, then you deal with personal life stuff right there. Like, I'm talking about today is this, tomorrow's this, Friday is that. You like, yo, what is going on? And then the selfish you says, what's going on? Why me? Why me? Why me? But then the higher self say, well, what about what you might be putting other people through? What about how people are afflicted by you? Maybe they doing this or doing that because that's their release. Can't be mad. You can't be mad. Your ego's going to be mad. Your ego's going to be, oh, y'all left me, y'all ain't call me, y'all bust that move without me. That's your ego talking. But reality, your real self say, you know what? I get it. I'm going to eat that. I get it. I'm going to eat that. That don't mean to inflict a bunch of pain on me and, kick me in my cake every day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to eat that. So lately, I just been on some, I got to eat that. I got to deal with this. I got to deal with that. It is. It's the atmosphere. It's certain things that I created based off of how I was created. You know? So I got to eat a lot of stuff. I got to deal with a lot of stuff. It ain't going to be long. It's not forever. You know, nothing lasts forever. Nothing is forever. But I have to eat certain things. I have to realize, because the evolution of yourself, you have to get rid of, you have to shed certain things. You have to just say to yourself, you know what? Okay, that happened. This is happening. So how do I get through it? How do I do this? How do I do that? And when you find those things, then you just keep it moving. Because I ain't come this far just to get this far. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, many of us go through so, like, if we had a big chat room or a big open forum, we'd be surprised how much our life parallels one another. But when we in a point of fronting, we never act like it do, because we're acting like, well, my life is better than yours, or my relationship is better than yours, you know, or, you know, this is better than yours and all that. And, you know, it's not true. A lot of people are going through stuff. I went to therapy before. I'm not opposed to therapy, but my therapy became my therapist, because therapy is just really speaking, telling your truth, and finding coping mechanisms. That's really what therapy is. So now I have an audience of 210,000 people that I can speak to. And I feel good when I talk to you. I feel good after I talk to you. I feel, you know, but again, I have to take this offline and take this show on the road. I have to talk to people. And again, some of my former friends who are males, it's not meant for me to talk to them anymore, because they didn't come to the point where I'm at. They didn't come to the fork in the road. They're not ready yet. Everybody's not ready. You know, so I can't make you ready. I can't say, well, this is where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I just got to just keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. So at the end of it all, you know, I just came here to tell y'all, like, you know, our lives are parallel. It took me 3 days. It's so crazy, man. It took me 3 days what I ain't see in like 4 years. 3 days. 3 days. My whole aura changed, my whole thought process, the way, you know, it's like I want to get up, take a shower, put on cologne. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about me is different. I want to keep my hair cut. You know, it's just certain things that I'm like, hold on. You was tripping because you're so caught up in this. And this is what I'm really telling you, because it's a lot of content creators out there. You get caught up in this. You get caught up in creating. You get caught up in this, that, yo, you got to remember, it comes a point where you cut the computer off. You put the phone down. You're not on Instagram. You're not on Twitter. You're not Doggie Diamonds no more. Your uncle in the house. Your fiance in the house. Your son-in-law in the house. Your all these things. Your brother in the house. And you have to learn how to separate the two. You have to learn from going from being Doggie Diamonds, the entity that the world see, to take the hat off, to take the shades off, and make sure everybody's okay. And many times you don't know how to separate the two, because you start really believing your own shit. I mean, hey, you know, what Kanye says, it's kind of hard to not front when you stunting on the Jumbotron. You know what I'm saying? I done been on TV this year. So a lot of things, you know, I'm like, yo. And then it's the pressures of this business, because people quick to tell you how you ain't nothing. Think about the attacks on me. I gotta refrain from getting caught up in trying to prove to people that I'm something. But who is the people that's critics? So yeah, they passed you. They did this. He just mad. He really want to be in the business, and they won't mess with him. He's bitter. He did this. And I'm just like, yo, all I do is do my content and mind my business and show everybody love. So I can't get caught up in trying to prove to a peon what I'm not. But then again, look at the titles they put on you, and the titles get regurgitated, and then they just keep running with it. And then when you fight back, you get taken off of your path. You get taken off of what you need to do. So you start neglecting yourself because you fighting a dumbass fight. They have a saying, if you stop to answer every barking dog, you ain't gonna get where you going. Well, I was answering every barking dog, and I know better. So if you got to be somewhere in 20 minutes and you got to walk down the street, and every dog that's barking on the street, if you decide to stop at every house and tell the dog to shut up, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get there. But again, none of us wants our livelihood, our manhood attacked. Nobody wants people to say stuff about you that's just untrue, because it's just like, yo, that ain't the truth. Like, what's going on? Like, what did I do? So again, it's just like some newfound well, it ain't newfound. It's stuff that been going on for years, and I told y'all what the source of it was. People tell you, people diagnose you, people tell you about you, and they never asked you a word. And you could straight up and down articulate what's going on with you. You could tell the world what's going on with you, but people tell you what's wrong with you. Oh, they just going through it because they lost their job. Did you ask them why they're going through it? Did you even speak to them? No. You just diagnose them, and then you take that and you put it in the universe. So when you go, people be like, yo, I know you kind of tight because you just lost your job. And you're like, yo, actually, I'm not. I quit. Oh, nah, people are saying that. So again, that's why when it comes to social media, I move a certain way. I don't mess with everybody. And again, my problem is trust. So when you have a lack of trust, it affects you, especially when you're from the street. Then when you let your guard, listen, people, when you let your guard down and you feel like your trust is betrayed, that is the most painful shit you will ever experience in your life. Because you're like, not you too. And that's the thing we go through. We go through that. You got a homie and you let them in on something. You tell them something, and then they turn out to do some foul stuff. You in a relationship, and then the person betrays you or betrays your trust, and you like, oh man, not you too. But I'm not going to let it make me not trust. I have a problem with trusting people. And when I don't trust you, I have a problem with communicating. But I'm thankful for everybody who came in my life that taught me lessons, whether the lesson is a bad lesson, whether the lesson is a good lesson. Again, if I could talk to that child in that picture, all I would tell him is, yo, it's gonna hurt, but you're gonna be okay. And I'm just gonna come in here to tell y'all, you're gonna go through things. You're gonna have some of the toughest times in your life, and you think it's the toughest times. And but you're gonna be all right. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. And you just gotta keep pushing. You gotta correct. You have to change. You have to. It's inevitable. You can't stay the same. Your the size 3 sneaker that you once wore, you can't wear those no more. The pants you used to wear, you can't wear those no more. The hat you used to wear, you can't wear that no more. As you grow and evolve, you have to. Hold on, somebody in the chat room being very immature. So what you did, you just played yourself and you got yourself out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tolerating nothing from nobody. I'm not going back and forth with nobody. I'm not arguing with nobody. If you are in my way of my greatness, if I feel anything from you that you're trying to take away and not trying to be on the same energy and vibration as me, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go. So at the end of it all, just came to build on that today. You know what I'm saying? I came to build on that. And again, I'm not going to let my past, the way I thought, the way I think, block my blessings. I got a hell of a more life to live. And I'm just telling y'all, you could look at me. I mean, if y'all want to, if that's really what it's all about, I can show you all the jewelry, I can show you money, I can show you all the trinkets and shiny shit that people have that make that based off of those things. You think they're successful, you think they made it. I have all of those things. I have all of those things. And I have all of them things, and it don't mean nothing. Because when you laying in a room by yourself for 16 days, not knowing if today your breathing is going to change, not knowing if this pneumonia is going to set in, not knowing if this fever is going to spike. Now, mind you, you have a fever, but you don't really trust Western medicine too much. So you're not going to be in there popping these Tylenols and all that. You're not going to do that. You're going to let your body fight because you take care of your body, you treat your body right, you put things in your body to fight. But you're still in a situation where you don't know. So you come out of it, although you come out of it a little battered, you come out of it a little withered. You do. And you just trying to get your legs up under you. That's why when you see me on social media a lot, I'm like, I'm just trying to get my legs up under me. More, I'm just trying to get my mind state together. And again, it took me 3 days to say, yo, nah, you can't continue like this. You can't be like this. You're smothering yourself, you're killing yourself, and you're smothering other people around you. And that's not fair. Change, do what you got to do for your future and the future of others. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm still going to come on here, talk my junk, still going to come on here, do interviews, still going to come on here with Blizz. We still going to give you that truth. We still going to give you, solution based. Nothing has changed, but I'm just saying the man that I am, I'm not the same. You know what I'm saying? I can never be the same. I'm not the same. I'm not the same. I emerge a whole different person based off of my experiences in a month. Crazy. But when you see certain things, you can't unsee it. And one of the biggest things that I saw is that I was the problem. I'm the problem. So you have to fix yourself. You have to fix yourself. And that's just where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going on no apology tour. You ain't going to be seeing me making videos talking about, I apologize to the, I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing all that. But again, I got so much content to give. I got so much greatness. I got so much things I could do, but I felt like I was being stifled by the way I was thinking. And, that child, and again, many of y'all in the chat room, many of y'all have had tumultuous childhood. I'm not alone in that, and you're not alone in that. And this is the point of me coming out here telling like, yo, if I could have told that child, yo, listen, man, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is how we can move different. But again, it's all trial and error. We're gonna make some errors, but we can always correct our errors. It's never too late to correct your errors. It's never too late to change the person that you are for the better, especially if it's for nobody else. It's for you. You don't change for people, you change for yourself. Because when you are a certain way, you are afflicting people with your presence, your being, your aura, your energy, and it's not right. So at the end of it all, it's not about trying to appease people or being better for people. No, you being better for you, because sometimes the dark energy in the room is you. Sometimes the cancer in the room is you. Sometimes the whole mood of the room changed because you walked in there. And that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. I thank everybody for joining me today. I give you my testimony, what's going on in my life, because I just go work and I be like, damn, I ain't really kick it with the people. But, mentally, I'm working through a lot of stuff, but my upside look great. So that's all I really could go off of. It's just really, really just keep building. You know what I'm saying? Just keep building. And yeah, it don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to if y'all could hit the like button, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm going to hit my new outro. Well, it's the outro you saw before, but my Twitter is DD No Filter. Instagram is Doggie Diamonds TV. I mean Doggie Diamonds, spelled like my name. And The dope thing about being, when you come to a revelation of self, you learn the difference between Doggie Diamonds and Gregory Lewis. They not the same person. I know who Doggie Diamonds is. I know who Gregory Lewis is. I know who Uncle is. I know who Cousin is. I know who Brother is. It's not the same. Doggie Diamonds cannot occupy the same space as Gregory Lewis. So it's come a point where Doggie Diamonds has to go away. When the shades come off and the hat come off, he got to go in the closet. And now you got to be Gregory Lewis, the man, the provider, the protector, the comforter, all of that. You have to become that. You know, so for all of y'all that have alter egos and all of y'all that is somebody in the street, that shit don't mean nothing when you go home. That shit don't mean a damn thing when you go in the house, because you can't tell your children street tales. It don't mean nothing. So you got to learn to separate that street dude, that content creator, this entity, from just being a damn man. 3 days. 3 days. 1, 2, 3. From Friday to Sunday. All of this just hit me. But, you know, it is what it is. I'd rather it hit me than not hit me at all. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just walking around lost. But it did hit me. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So, yo, I'll be back later on today, knowing me. I might pull yeah, somebody said, and Kareem Earl Reed III, is there something that you wish you could have told your younger self at a younger age? Yup. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, man. It's gonna be some days. It's gonna be some days, man. It's gonna hurt. But through constant elevation, you're gonna be all right, because you have to adapt. It is what it is. But yo, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Thank y'all for joining me today. I'll be back later on. I might pull an interview out. Yo, watch that jail felony interview. That I like a lot of my interviews, but the jail felony interview was like one of my favorite interviews that I've done this year so far, and I've done a lot of them. But yeah, watch that jail felony interview. It's just really dope. Shout out to Heritage Hip Hop too. You see this the last person who comment. If you get a chance, click on their thing and go to their profile and subscribe to their YouTube. This is a guy from Jersey that puts on a lot for Jersey hip hop, you know. So it is what it is, y'all. I thank y'all for joining me today. I'm out until next time. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you are a subscriber, come back in, leave a comment. Also, if you could share the video, you know, do what we could to you know, make things like this go viral, because people don't be talking real stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I bid y'all farewell to later on. Peace. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/DoggieDiamondsTV. Till next time. Peace.